Hello there and welcome back to episode 6. This is the hardcore series where we don't use any totems, we don't skip any nights, absolutely no auto farms, and everything must be built aesthetically pleasing. Today the plan is to expand this a little bit further so we can create a little path to head up to the top level, where we will start creating some spruce farms on the right and then some more other farms on the left. Now before we start building, let me quickly just replace all of this stone with cobblestone so we can keep the stone coming. As you can see, we are very quickly filling up our stone reserves, which is fantastic. We're down to one single double chest of cobblestone again, but I guess not for long after we start today. Now, if you missed last episode, we created this tunnel, which leads to the outside of the hill, where we created this awesome little farm to get some extra emeralds. Now, we're still waiting on everything to grow, but we're going to harvest this today once everything's fully done and see how many emeralds we get from one single harvest. But we also created this huge little hill here. So the plan today is to expand this a little bit further. So it is nighttime, we're going to have to be a little bit careful, but there's no skipping night, so we got to keep going. So I'm going to kind of mark out where I want this to kind of head up. I'm thinking about here where the land dips down a little bit will be best, because then that's a little less work for us. Placing down our shulker boxes for the extra storage. That creeper just came out of nowhere. See that quick reaction? Anyway, back to the planning. Let's go ahead and dig this bit out here. Alright, this is looking far enough, and then over here, it should start curving to the left a little bit. So where the stone is 4 blocks high, that's kind of where the wall's going to be. I'm just kind of marking it out that way. And the wall on this side will start here, I think. It should come out here a little bit, then kind of head down to the side here, because this path will start heading down to the bottom level, if that makes any sense. So of course this will be as it starts to come up. So I'm going to use dirt as the bottom bit for now. We'll add stone and stuff in later. Okay, so we're getting closer to being up to this level here. As you can see, it's curving to the left here, but I just want to make sure that I dig all the top down so I can have a better picture of where we need to get to. Over here we'll have one extra drop as well, so I'm going to quickly build up to do that. So we'll come around like that, a little circle on the edge here. So I need to dig all of this down a bit. We're slowly getting there. The biggest thing is making sure I collect all of this cobblestone, because I know for sure I'm going to need all of it. We've got a massive build coming up, and even just making those walls is going to take up a lot of stone. So I can't let any of it go to waste. The last thing we need is to be waiting on stone to build. That would be horrible. We're almost at the right level. Once again, it's almost night. These days go through so fast. I'm going to place in the stone just so I can plan where this is going to curve to. Just like that. It's going to curve in a little bit. I'm going to go empty my shulkers and rest in the bed quickly just so we can get rid of the phantoms. Once again, I'm not skipping the night. All I'm doing is just a quick little boop, just like that. And the phantoms will be gone. You can see it's still dark. And we'll head back to where we were. The farm's almost full, which is good. Oh no, he got me with a poison. That's so bad. That means we're going to get down to 1 heart. 14 seconds still. Oh my goodness, I got to get out of here. Bro, that poison's so dangerous. Anyway, where were we? We only need to go up another 2 blocks, which is good. So the path at the bottom, well, the difference between here and here is 10 blocks. So I want that to be similar at the top. So at the very top, we've got the edge. I'm going to go 10 blocks to the right and dig everything else out. So 3, 4, 10. So we need to dig all that out. Oh my goodness, this is going to be a lot of digging. Alrighty, cue the time lapse. Alright, so that is that path to the left done, but I hear you asking, what is the deal with this? Why is it curving back this way? Well, because there's going to be another path heading to a kind of middle section. So it's not going to be as high as that section. It's kind of going to be around this level, about half the height of that. And this side here is going to be another farm. I'm thinking we're going to have spruce trees on this side. So we're going to have to build a path to this side as well. This one's not going to be as tricky because it's nowhere near as high. Let's quickly mark out where we want it to be. I think this level here is good. So we just need this path to kind of head up a couple blocks, which is going to be pretty simple to do. We just kind of need to mark out where the stone's going to go, which is as simple as that. Then we need to get the gradient right, exactly like that. And then we have to do the same on this side, which should also be pretty easy to do, exactly like that. Now, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to do behind here. I think I need to get all of that done first because it's kind of tricky to think of how this is going to look. But at least now you guys can kind of see how this is going to transform. We're going to have a path coming up here going to the left, and then also a path coming up to the right here, which will lead up to this little tree farm. Now, I will quickly go behind here and probably remove 3 blocks behind that side of the wall just so you can kind of see where everything's going to head. What on earth was that? That was like, there was so many zombies just then. That was insane. They just came out of nowhere. They literally just squatted me then. That was nuts. All right, so that side is now a little bit more flat. You can kind of see what's going on now. That side, I'm not 100% sure what to do there just yet. I think I'm going to extend that and kind of circle it around that way. And then that'll be kind of another hillside stopping that there. But I've got to fill all of this space in now with dirt. So this is obviously going to curve in a little bit. Just like that, but all of this needs to be filled in. Alright, so that's this part done. Now I just have to do it all the way up to there, which is going to take a little while. So once again, cue the time lapse. Alright, so we are done on the top. It is looking absolutely beautiful. We can actually walk up here now, which is fantastic. Now, there's two more things we need to do. First of all, I need food because I am absolutely starving. I've been eating rotten flesh for the last 10 minutes, which isn't good for my digestive system. So let's go ahead and get some more. Of course, potatoes will be my go-to. While I'm up here though, I might as well harvest up these wheat because, I mean, it's fully grown, so why not? I guess we'll harvest the sugarcane and the pumpkins and melons as well, just while we're up here. Now that's everything harvested. Let's go back down and I guess sell whatever we can to get some emeralds. I do need to smelt up some of these into baked potatoes. I'll do 3 stacks and I'll get out the rest of the stone while I'm here as well. I feel like we're going to be pretty good on stone for a while. We got a double chest and a half full. So we definitely don't need to get any more for a while. Now we will turn this wheat into bread. Oh, we've got baked potatoes already. That's a bit sad. I didn't really need to make that bread. I should have sold it instead. That's a silly mistake, but it's whatever. At least we have food again. We'll see if we can sell these melons. We can sell the pumpkins. Boom. Thank you, sir. What do we get from you now? Oh, melons. Look at that. Only 4 melons. How beautiful is that? We just got 34 emeralds from that. Oh my days. Thank you, sir. Now, I think we might as well go get Fortune 3, right? Or no, we should wait. We should wait a little bit. Let's turn these emeralds into blocks and keep it in here. We're going to have an absolute banger video where we get this pickaxe absolutely juicy. Just wait for that video. It's going to be absolutely hectic. Anyway, it's time to go ahead and finish those walls now. I'm just going to fill it in with stone to start with. I think that might be the easiest way. We just need to get them filled in. Oh, these farms are almost ready to go as well. Look at that. There's only a couple waiting. It's going to be exciting. I can't wait to see how much wheat we get from a single harvest there. It's a huge farm. Anyhow, first things first, we need to do this side. So, of course, like we always do, we're going to go from the top. Hold on, I need to grab some scaffolding. We can do this part here. We'll do this side as well while we're here. Yeah, that looks okay. Once we get texture in there, it's going to look a lot better. This is what we need, scaffolding right there. Alrighty guys, look at that. We are all filled in with this little wall here. Going all the way around to the other side, which is absolutely beautiful. Of course, there's no texture or extra details in there just yet. It's literally just stone. So it will... Oh, that was close. Give me a second and die. Thank you. Okay. Anyway, like I said, it's definitely gonna look better once we get all the textures in there and extra details. So right now it's a bit bland, but it's coming along well. I'm very happy with how it's looking. Now up here, I'm not entirely sure what I want to do up here just yet. I'm thinking there's going to be some buildings. So I want to have specialized storage builds. I don't want one huge storage building. I want to have like a storage building for stones and logs and then mob drops, just to give me more things to build. So I'm not 100% sure what's going to be up here just yet, but it will be a mix of farms, some detailed gardens, roads, some trees of course, and of course some buildings. But there will be another level just up here, so we're going to dig this out a little bit, then create another wall, and then on the very top there's going to be a ginormous castle. It's going to look absolutely epic. Let me grab my fireworks just so I can fly around and show you guys exactly what it looks like now. So I'll fly all the way over here and there you go. Look at that. That looks so much better from the sky. Of course, it looks weird because the wheat, river, and path kind of just end very abruptly, but that's okay. We'll fix that. It's looking really nice. And when we get this one going as well, it's going to come all the way around here and kind of curve back in. We're going to have a spruce tree farm in there, but we got to try and make it aesthetic. And I've never tried to make an aesthetic tree farm before, so I have no idea how we're going to do that, but we will get it done. In fact, that's the next thing we're going to work on right now. So I think we've got plenty of dirt. I'm not sure if there's a lot in the shulkers. Let's quickly check. The grass is growing nicely finally as well, because it looked weird with the dirt, but yeah, the grass has been growing very fast. Anyway, on this side here, it's cool. You can just kind of jump from bit to bit. That's awesome. I like that. This dirt is going to be placed around here. So this is going to be the shape of this side over here. And then of course there'll be something down there. There's going to be so many different levels. I'm trying to stick to the kind of shape of the land a little bit, but of course we can't really build on this mountain at all unless we flatten it out. And I definitely like the look of these mountains here. It's not the first time I've built something like this. I've never actually done this level of terraforming in survival before. I don't even think I've really done it to this level in creative, well, at least the level that we're planning to do. Remember, it is still only day 67, so this is still a pretty new world. So there's still a lot of blocks and resources we haven't got yet, which makes building a little bit difficult. I mean, we have a lot of dirt and stone, but they're very basic resources. Oops. I mean, when we start building, if we do need to get something, we can get it. It's not like we're going to struggle to get it. It's just going to be a matter of going to find out where that is, because I don't really know where any biomes are. Luckily, when we went to the end and we went back to the spawn point, there was a spruce biome there, so we were able to get some saplings. But I love to use dark oak wood as well, and I have no idea where one of those forests are. And I don't know if I'm going to waste my rockets trying to find one. It's becoming night again. We're almost on day 70, so almost 70% of the way through. I would really like to be able to start building that castle before day 100. At least have it looking like a started castle. That would be nice, but we'll see what happens. I'm not 100% sure if we're going to be able to do that. But with this spruce farm that we're building now, we're going to be able to finally build. Spruce, in my opinion, is by far the best looking wood, and then oak and dark oak have a close second. They're both very good as well. Using all three, in my opinion, makes every build look amazing. Oh my god, these guys are so annoying. Out of here, my boy. That's right, I killed all 4 of them at the same time. I don't think I've ever done that before. That's crazy. Alright, I'll see you guys in a second when this is all filled in. Alright, so I've filled up this entire room. I've placed down a bunch of torches here too because there were just so many mobs spawning. I also placed a bunch of torches up here because the same thing. There were just so many mobs everywhere. I'm not sure what this little piece of grass is doing there. Let's get rid of that. Now, another reason I got all of these torches, I got a couple stacks. I had a couple stacks before I placed them all. Was to place them under here because otherwise a bunch of mobs will just keep spawning under here. Now that does mean we can now go ahead and fill in this stone around here. I'm only going to do up to here just because I don't 100% know how far deep we're going to go over here. I don't know where the land is going to end up. So for now we'll just go up to here. We still need to add in the little details, but apart from that, it's all done. It looks completely different to what it looked like at the start of this episode. In fact, this entire thing looks completely different. We've done so much. Only the part in front of the wheat was done before. Now we've got all of this extra bit over here, which is going to give us so much space to work with. This is going to be a massive spruce farm, which we're going to be able to start pretty much now. Right, we're almost out of rockets, so I got to grab these. We got 38. Actually, can we make some more? We've got 21 here. How many can we make? About 21. Beautiful. This farm is actually fully grown, so we need to check out how much we can get from it. Let's quickly do that before we start the spruce tree farm. Come on, my boy. Get out of here. We'll bring these just to make sure we have enough space in our inventory because I have a feeling we might go over. Now, we'll start at the bottom and go all the way up. So we've only actually harvested one side and we already almost have a full inventory, which is crazy. This farm is huge. Alright, and after harvesting all of this area, and keep in mind this is still not done, this is going to continue down to where that area is there and it'll be cut off and become possibly another crop. And maybe even continue that way. But this is what we got. 17 stacks of wheat and a bunch of seeds. Now it's time for the real test. How many emeralds does it make? Well, we're about to find out. This lucky guy is going to get a bunch. So I've put all the seeds in the shulker box and the wheat in our inventory. Let's see how many emeralds all of this wheat turns into. Turns into a total of 53 emeralds, which is very nice. Turn them into emerald blocks and we'll put them in our little stash here. 15 blocks of emerald with one on the side. I think we might need a separate chest for the wheat seeds. Let's just put them in here for now. Now obviously these seeds are kind of useless right now, but we're going to create some composter farms which will turn it all into bone meal, which will become a little bit more useful for us. Before we go, we're going to chuck some sand into the furnaces just because we're going to need glass for a build that we're about to do. When we come back, that should be all smelted. I've got all of this stuff in the shulker box. We're just missing a couple things. We need some more leaves. So I'm going to grab a bunch of oak leaves, and a bunch of jungle leaves, and that should be enough. I use half the shear's durability on the oak and the rest on the jungle. Alright, we got 2.5 stacks of oak leaves. Now we'll head over to the jungle. We'll grab some jungle leaves. And done, let's head back. So I kind of know how this is going to look. First things first, we need to place some stone, little blocks of stone around. So I'll use tuff to mark out where I want it. Just like that. Maybe this one a little bit closer here. Yes. And this one a little bit closer over here. Actually, I forgot lanterns. Let's go grab them as well. So I'm just creating these little massive rocks that are going to kind of surround the area. Each of these will have a single lantern on them, just to add a little bit of light to the area. The leaves I grabbed from the jungle were oak leaves. I didn't even grab jungle leaves. How did that happen? That's wild. I gotta stop flying into that wall. Yo, no. So I'll quickly make another pair of shears, and then we'll head back over there and get some actual jungle leaves. Alright, and using a mix of jungle and oak leaves in between the piles of stone, or the rock piles, just like that. And we'll do the same thing on this side as well. Once again, using the tuff to mark out where we want these to be. Now there is actually one more thing we're missing, which is spruce. So let's go ahead and quickly make some. Now when you make a giant spruce tree, it turns everything into podzol, and I don't want to do that up here. So I'm going to come down here and bone meal this. As you can see, it would have all turned to podzol. We don't want that, at least not up there. So I just use the elytra to get to the top of the tree because I'm a bit lazy, but now that's going to be super easy to get all the way down. This single giant spruce tree should give us enough wood to make enough fences and start the build that we were going to be working on. That kind of sucked. The skeleton pushed us all the way to the bottom. Now we've got to dig all the way back up. Not too far up, but it's just a little bit annoying. We also got a couple more saplings, which is always nice. Anyhow, let's go ahead and create our fences, smack them in between with a lantern on top. Just like that. We actually didn't have enough, so let's make a couple more real quick. That should be enough. Boom. Okay, now the side part is done. Now we figure out where we're going to put each tree. So I think a couple blocks from here would be best. So we'll go one here, one here. Right, so we've got one side done. Now we'll use dirt paths to mark out like a little path and then out through here. Now, I bet you're wondering why we have a little gap here. Don't worry, you'll find out very soon. Alright, so we've got the trees laid out there. We're also going to put some trees on this side as well. So we'll have one here, and one there. There we go. Now behind here, we have to plant in a bunch of grass and flowers. And in between the path and these trees, we're going to add some podzol. I just need to be able to get some. I think I can get some with this axe because it has silk touch, but it's going to be a bit of a tricky process. So we'll figure that out soon. For now, we'll just leave it as grass. Now we'll come over here and do the exact same thing we did on that side, with the first tree being right here. The first tree grew. Absolutely wonderful. Okay, we'll go up to there for now. I don't think we really need to expand that any further just yet, but we'll get the path going. Ah, beautiful, our second tree grew. Let's go ahead and annihilate that as well. The trees are growing so fast. It's absolutely splendid. I do need to place a couple lanterns on fences just throughout this path, just to add a little bit of extra light since we had to get rid of a lot of the torches on the floor. Now, right here, there's going to be a little house thing. So I think right here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This tree is going to be in the way a little bit. Need to move that over by 2. We'll make this side 5 blocks long. Yes, let's move this one over by 1 block. I prefer breaking the smaller spruce trees over the big ones. It's much nicer. A little less efficient, but I think it's a much easier way to farm them. I think it's a much nicer way to farm them. This one doesn't want to grow for some reason. The bad thing about the huge spruce trees is just that they're so big and ugly. And it changes all the floor to podzol, so that doesn't look good as well. It's hard to make those farms aesthetic, so I prefer just to go with the good old traditional regular spruce tree. So this building here is obviously a place where the lumberjacks will go, and it's where we will store all of our logs and saplings. The front door will be here, there'll be a little composter here, you'll be able to walk up and there'll be chests up there where you can store everything. Everything specific to this farm here. Now I'm going to add a couple more areas to plant trees in, so one right here, right there, and then there, creating a pretty nice loop. The dirt path will then connect to this one over here. I might create a rock pile in here, just to fill in the space a little bit. Maybe also some leaves. And then of course just bone meal the area. Now what on earth was this gap for? Well, let me quickly show you. It's for this. It's going to be a platform. This is a place we can fly off on and land in. Alright, Now I'll use slabs on the side, trapdoors in the middle. Let me quickly chop a tree. Let me chop another one. Okay, that should be enough. So one there, boom, boom, just like this. I think we're gonna need more stairs. Place trapdoors out here as well. So I'll go stair, slab, placing some dirt temporarily, just to have the stair that way. And then another stair facing out. I think that's gonna look really nice. Chuck in some lanterns on top of the logs. And I think that's going to be pretty much done. So, of course, let's test it out. Oh, yeah, that's nice. How does it look from coming towards it? Oh, yeah, that's cool. I like that. That's looking really cool. Just like that. Beautiful. We got a landing spot. Because once the trees are all grown, it could probably be pretty difficult to land in here. In fact, let's bone meal all the trees so we can see what it looks like. I don't understand why these ones don't want to grow either. That's very confusing for me. Because some of them are perfectly fine growing right next to other blocks, but those ones apparently not. They like to be difficult. Alright, it might not be the most efficient farm, but for sure it is aesthetic. I think it's aesthetic. I think it's beautiful. Might need to figure these out, but I'll figure that out later. I'll have to do some research and figure out why they're not growing. If there's, I don't know what block it is that they're allergic to, but they're obviously allergic to something. So let's have a look from the sky and see how it looks. It looks weird because the house isn't fully complete, but once it is fully complete, I think it's going to look very nice. There's still a lot more detail we have to add. There's some more different colored flowers I need to get in there. And of course, the mountain below needs to be finished as well. But now we have access to spruce wood, which is important because that is my favorite type of block to use for building. Now I'm gonna get the basic blocks for the house. I'm not gonna detail it today just because we haven't got everything that we could need. We haven't got everything we absolutely need. So we need cobble deep slate, we need some quartz, and we need some stone. We also need some calcite, so I'm gonna go grab some from the very top of that mountain because I remember there being a bunch up there. There it is. Absolutely beautiful. I personally think calcite works very well with quartz. They're a very nice combo to put together. So having this abundance of calcite up here is going to be very nice. The nice thing about calcite is it has the same toughness as stone, so you can instantly break it with efficiency 6. I think you might actually be able to break it with efficiency 5. I'm not 100% sure on that though. Okay, 3 stacks will be plenty. We use the landing platform. Beautiful. So on the bottom we're going to use a line of stone bricks. Then we're going to use stone. We're also going to use andesite, but I'm going to mix it up later. With the stone bricks I'm going to replace some with cracked stone bricks as well. But we'll do the texture in a bit later. Just like that. I'll temporarily use some cobblestone just to get up here. Up here we're going to do a similar thing, except we're going to be using quartz and calcite. Look how nicely they work together. Calcite also works kind of well with diorite. I think it's very close to diorite, so it might even work a little better. But I prefer the look of the quartz with it. I think it looks very nice. Now let me break a couple of these trees because we need some spruce stairs and slabs. You know, this isn't really that much slower than actually just harvesting a 2x2 spruce tree. And we got a stack very quickly. I do not like these witches. Get out of here. I really need to get this area lit up as well, with a path and some decorative stuff in there as well, because it looks a little bit weird right now. Okay, I made a bunch of slabs and stairs. I don't know if we're going to have enough, but I'm going to give it a red hot go. So along the side here, we're going to have deep slate slabs on the bottom floor. The deep slate will be the trim. We're going to need to make some more. That will be more than enough. Then we'll use spruce slabs on the middle. And then for up here, we'll be doing a similar thing, except we're using stairs. Once again, deep slate for the trim. And we'll have spruce for the middle part, overlapping by 1 block on the sides here. And a little fancy design here like that. Beautiful. We are going to need some more though. Let me do that. Then in the middle, connecting it with deep slate slabs. Beautiful. And then using these stairs, just like so. Now I also want a little fireplace up here, just in here. So for that, I'm going to use some stone bricks, then some stone, and then we'll place a fireplace on here. I'll temporarily use that, pretend that's a fireplace. Once we get a fireplace, we'll just chuck it in there. Very nice. Very, very nice. I mean, we haven't really added any detail at all to this house, and it's already looking pretty nice just by adding those basic blocks in there. I do need to get rid of that. Why did I leave that there? This cobblestone here, that's a bit annoying. Okay, it's gone. Beautiful. Quickly connect it to the path. Add some bone meal in. Beautiful. Oh my goodness. So we will come back to detail this house a bit later. For now, that's done. I'm happy with that. Now we need to empty all these shulkers because they are all full. We have way too much stuff right now. So let's head back to our base. Or our main base now. Technically we've got 2 buildings now, so that's good. That's technically our first building because our other one was inside. I really love that platform we jump off. That's really nice. I want to try and make everything accessible easily by elytra. Alright, time to empty these bad boys. That's going to be a bit tough. We have so much stuff. We'll keep the scaffolding in there because we use it a lot. Wow, that's a good bow. Power 3, flame 1. Wait, that's our bow. What an idiot. We can combine these 2 bows together and then combine that with ours. We have plenty of levels. So power 3, unbreaking 2. Boom, power 4. Flame, punch 1, unbreaking 2, infinity. That is bloody beautiful. And only 12 levels too. How nice is that? All these other bows though, I'm gonna get rid of them. We don't need them. And that. And I guess that. And these. I'm just gonna put them in the corner and wait for them to despawn. I'm really happy with that bow. Alright, now we're ready to go again. So, now what we have to do is go and finish that mountain around the edge of that spruce farm that we just made. Because it just ends for no reason. I'm gonna keep the bottom part of it pretty unedited, just a blanket level, because I don't actually know how low this is gonna be. So I don't want to do any detail into it just in case it's not actually at the right level. I think going to here will be fine. So yeah, if I keep all of this just a kind of straight wall and just work on the top, it should be okay. I got a bow now, I can deal with this guy. Oh. Yeah, so this should be pretty easy to do now. Let's grab our scaffolding. Alright, and that's the entire wall done, at least up to here. So let's go ahead and have a look at what it looks like outside. I haven't even seen what it looks like outside, just being building from the inside. And it doesn't actually look too bad, a lot better than I thought it was going to look. Because remember, I still don't know how deep this is going to get. So I've kept it very straight, or at least as straight as I could. But that is looking awesome, I really like that. It looks much more finished than what it did before, for sure. That looks so much better. So let's have a look at what we're looking at right now. And wow, that is looking good. Once again, it kind of looks a bit out of place because this has so much stuff and detail and just noise over here. But then everything else is very empty. So we've got this farm over here, but then that ends and there's nothing around this. There's just a huge kind of hill with a bunch of stuff on it with nothing else surrounding it. But that won't be like that for long, because obviously we're going to work on this top part here and have it stretch out beyond, which will make it look a lot better. But I'm really liking this spruce tree farm. You can't really tell that it's a farm, which is kind of what I was going for. Just looks like a nice little forest with a cute little house there. So now really all that's left to do is obviously not do that. Oh my goodness. Is connect the river. Figure out where that's going to go. I think we're just going to have it come down there. So let's quickly dig out a path. I'll leave some blocks there so the water doesn't flow. So we'll have it come out through here. Alright, so once again, we'll quickly change the floor to sand. And we'll just remove this wall that I created temporarily. And then add in some sand here, just like that. We'll start filling it in from down the bottom here. Beautiful, that is looking really nice. Alright, and that river now extends down to here, which is exactly where we need it. Now this path will need to cross over the river, so we'll quickly dig out an area for that. I think right here should be good, and then it'll connect over here. Alright, I've just turned it all to dirt and grass, so that will start to grow. We'll have to get this bridge in here, but this will continue up this way, but also down here. I left for a second and look at all the mobs that are here now. Alright, let's continue this path up the mountain. Hey, excuse me. This is going to be a little bit harder to figure out than I initially thought. Right, that's this path done. Just a little bit of shaping and then it's pretty sweet. I think that looks okay. Yeah, that's good. This looks a bit weird. Okay, that's looking good. Now it just needs to go up this way as well. So I've dug out the entire area. I think it'll be a bit easier than doing it one by one. So now I just need to place a bunch of blocks. I just heard phantoms. Oh my god, that's annoying. There couldn't possibly have been a worse time for them to come. Oh my god, there's so many of them. Last one I'll take out with an arrow. Flame took him out. Exactly what I want to see. I think that's looking pretty good. At least there's a path there now. It looked a bit weird with that one. Alright, that's looking pretty good. I'm very happy with how this is turning out. We have to expand the wheat farms down and then figure out what details to put in there. But apart from that, this is looking pretty sick. So of course, starting with the easiest part, let's get the bridge built. So I've got a little design I'm going to build here. It's literally just that. I do actually need to grab a couple logs and then place them in here, making sure they reach all the way to the bottom, of course. Ah, damn, we're a couple short. And then, of course, we just got to strip the logs. And then all I need to do is place in some spruce stairs and then spruce trapdoors in the middle. And that will be the bridge done. But at least we can get across now. Now, I need to go back to my base to grab some more stuff. Now, I need to grab some tuff, some cobbled deep slate, some cobblestone stairs and walls, some andesite, some oak leaves, some carrots, and then as much dirt as I can grab. So I'm going to quickly work on this entire section here all the way up and do it in the form of a time lapse just to save you guys a bunch of time. Plus, it's going to look really cool. I actually forgot one more thing. I need a bunch of bones and, of course, rose bushes because they look beautiful. But yeah, I think a time lapse will go really well with this section here. So let's get that started right now. So I started off by detailing the inside of this mountain, adding in some tuff, cobblestone and deep slate, and then adding some andesite to the upper part of the hillside on the left. Then I added in some leaves to separate the two farms, extended the wheat farm all the way up to the leaves, and then started working on a carrot farm, which will extend beyond to the right here. I then added in a bunch of bone meal to the grass up the left hand side of the path to grow some long grass and flowers. I then planted as many carrots as I could. I didn't have many, but I used a bit of bone meal to be able to grow some more just because we needed to get them going faster. I then turned my attention to the path again and added in the tuff and cobblestone to the other side of the mountain with some leaves and then grass and flowers. I added in some fence posts with lanterns on top and then finished up the backhand side of the mountain, just fully detailing it, doing the exact same thing I did on the other sides. I then used a bunch of dirt to start planning where the next area is going to lead, but this was mostly just to kind of figure out where the level of that mountain should be because I didn't know how far I should be detailing down. And ladies and gentlemen, we are done. I'm sure you saw the time lapse as long as everything went well. And yeah, this is what we're working with now. Now, obviously I finished all of the details on the inside here, all of the extra stone and texture and hanging lanterns and shrubbery going up through this path here is all done. We've started the carrot farm, so obviously we've used the leaves to transition it from the wheat to the carrots, but we don't have enough carrots. We've only got this. I've been using a little bit of bone meal to get some extra, so even this is a lot compared to what we had. I think we started with 20, but this will continue throughout. I finished the bridge. The bridge is looking very nice. And of course, the elephant in the room, I added all of this dirt over here. So obviously it extends very far over this way. I should probably light this area up actually real quick. There we go, that's a lot better. Obviously it's very bare right now since it's literally just dirt, and it's kind of like a rough sketch of how I want the terrain to go. So it's obviously gonna finish off at this level and then start kicking back up to wrap around this mountain here and join on the very other side, way over there. And then over here, it's going to have a little staircase down, sort of wrapping down like this, until it gets to about this level here. And I'm going to fix up all of this terrain, and pretty much right in front over here I'm going to create an awesome little mining compound where we'll have easy access to mines and eventually a fully automatic chest sorting system for all mining goods just in this area here. Now if I show you guys from the sky what we're looking at now, it's really starting to come together. Adding all this area here really made this fit better into the landscape because it wasn't just sticking out like a sore thumb. This place is looking really cool. I'm so happy with how it's turning out. I also really like this platform to land on. I think it was really cool design. But I'm happy with what we've got done. This is a huge amount of progress for just one single episode. So I'm very happy with this entire section here, all of the carrots, the path leading all the way up. And like I said, next episode we're going to be working on that mining compound, so we're going to have to work on all of this area here, which is a huge amount of area to do, but we're going to get it done. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end, you're an absolute legend. I appreciate it a lot, and I really hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you back here again for episode 7. Peace out.